Hi there, it's Cheryl Truesdale, and I'm thrilled that you're here with me for this episode of Cheryl Shares TV, your station for inspiration. So today, I want to ask you a question. Are you a stuffer? You know, as soon as you're confronted with any type of uncomfortable emotion, you stuff that bad boy as deep as you can, somewhere in the far reaches of your mind, never to be heard from again. Ever do that? Boy, I sure did. And let me point out that stuffing your emotions like this is hurting you in ways you may never even have considered. When you pack powerful and devastating emotions into the closet of your soul, you set yourself up for trouble. I know from personal experience all the nasty side effects that I suffered because I suppressed my emotions. Oh, things like exaggerated emotional responses, being overly emotional. You could say I was a bit touchy. And I know it compromised my immune system, and I think that's because of all the inner stress. And the inner rage that created caused anxiety, it caused depression, and I know it led to a lot of my compulsive behaviors, like overeating and over-exercising and over a lot of things. And it kind of left me with a chronic state of irritability. And I think that happened because I was so packed full of emotions, I had no capacity to deal with any other emotions, so I just got nasty and irritable when any kind of drama came into my life. So as you can see, those side effects were pretty bad, and eventually they did begin to take a major toll on the quality of my life. But fortunately, I got sick of all of that pain and suffering, and I declared enough is enough. And that is what inspired me to take back control of my emotions instead of them controlling me. And in this video, I'll show you how to gain the upper hand on your emotions too. You see, I believe that a major source of the temptation to stuff our negative feelings comes from thinking that lessening our exposure to the negative emotions will somehow reduce our potential for emotional suffering. And it kind of makes sense, but here's the problem. While it seems like you're controlling your emotions by burying those bad boys deep down inside of you somewhere, the truth is, they're buried alive. They're not dead just because you packed them into some compartmentalized coffin in your mind. And let me tell you, emotions that have been buried alive usually end up causing even more harm than they initially did. Yikes! I have had my fair share of emotional explosions and emotional meltdowns because of my body's desperate need to relieve some pressure. You can only pack so many emotions inside before your body is going to need to blow off some steam. When you bury negative emotions, you actually trap them inside of you. And while you may not be consciously aware of them anymore, trust me, they are affecting you and controlling you at a subconscious level. And since they're still alive, they're still part of you, right? Which means they have control over you. So what to do? Never fear, I have got you covered. Let me show you how to gain an upper hand over your emotions. I found that identifying the suppressed emotion is the best way to stop it from controlling you. And here are 3 powerful steps that can help you do that. So step number 1 is to tune into your gut feelings. You gotta first uncover the suppressed emotion before you can do anything about it, right? And by tuning into your gut, you're able to connect with the emotion that helps you identify the emotion. You see, over time, emotional stuffers get desensitized to their inner states. So it can take a bit of practice to learn how to tap in to that inner emotional world to gain a better understanding of what's going on inside of there. So what you have to do is deliberately focus on what's going on inside of you emotionally. And the idea is to practice noticing when you're feeling the emotion and then deciding what type of emotion that is. This allows you to get in touch with the suppressed emotion so that you can then put a label on it. Okay, once you've put a label on the emotion, the next step is to acknowledge your emotion without making any judgments. It can be so easy to categorize painful and negative emotions as bad. Who likes feeling discomfort? But here's a little reality check. Feelings are not facts. They do not define you in any way, so there's no need to label them as bad and therefore defend yourself against them by stuffing them. Once you see that emotions are neither good or bad, it makes it much easier to face them and deal with the buried emotions that are wreaking havoc in your life. I mean, we got to get rid of those bad boys, right? You see, emotions are merely intended to be messengers. They're kind of like little packets of valuable information to help you along the way. But if you stuff the emotion, you miss the important information that it has for you. But when you fully acknowledge your emotion without making any judgments, you're able to process that helpful message, right? And once you process the emotion by receiving its message, its work is done. If you want to gain the upper hand on your negative emotions, you need to be sure to fully acknowledge them so that you can process and release them. Once you acknowledge your emotion and extract the valuable message that it has for you, you're ready for the next step, which is to take charge. And you do this by taking control of your emotions instead of your emotions controlling you. By receiving the message from your emotions, you gain the upper hand over them. Now, instead of your emotions dictating and directing the course of your life, you take back control by using the helpful information from the message to decide what you want to do instead of your emotion telling you what to do. Now you get to choose to respond to the message rather than merely reacting to the emotion. And this puts you in the driver's seat where you can take charge and take back control of your life. So there you have it, how to gain the upper hand over your emotions. Now you get to decide what you want to do with the information from your emotions instead of stuffing your emotions where they make your life miserable. And I would love to hear which of the 3 steps you think you need the most. And you can tell me all about your journey of gaining the upper hand over your emotions by leaving a comment under the video over at CherylTruesdale.com. So, do you feel inspired now? If so, would you like to inspire someone? Someone you know who could use a little love, hope, and inspiration to brighten their day. Got someone in mind? Then all you need to do to make a difference in their life right now is simply share this video with them. I am truly honored that you joined me for this episode of Cheryl Shares TV. Now, to make sure you get your regular dose of inspiration, just head on over to CherylTruesdale.com and sign up for email updates. That way you'll never miss an episode. And remember, you are amazing. You do matter, and you most certainly do deserve to live a happy life that you love. I'll see you soon, my friend. Bye.